This is WVTM 13. Breaking news is happening right now.
And that breaking news this midday out of St. Clair County. Problems at the polls. We have confirmed that some ballots were printed incorrectly and shipped to polling locations across St. Clair County. This has caused chaos at voting precincts across the area this morning. WVTM 13's Bryce Olselin has been looking into this issue. And Bryce, we understand some people say they have been turned away from voting because of the problem with these ballots.
Yeah, there's been a big mix-up here in Argo. Some voters were told that they can come on in and cast their vote. Others were told that they would have to come back later to cast that vote. Now, we aren't allowed to go in this building, but if you look, you can see that there's a big line. This parking lot is full. We've had a crew out here for a while this morning talking to voters who are frustrated. The issue is with some of the amendments on the ballot. According to a statement from Pell City, some of the ballots were shipped without State Amendment 1. And Local Amendment 1 being printed on the back. The statement from Pell City says this is not the city's fault. This was a printing error by electronic systems and software. The probate's office or the poll workers are not allowed to review copies of the ballots until the polls open on Election Day. So the issue was not discovered until this morning. The county is working to correct the problem right now. Some voters we talked to, they say they are very frustrated.
It's frustrating, you know, everybody has the right to choose whoever their candidate is, and people are passionate about it. So people came out with the expectation to be able to cast their vote for whomever they chose to vote for, and just to feel like that their vote can't be heard is extremely, disappointing. Like, I mean, we all have lives, we all have things to do, and we plan our days accordingly. And when your day is disrupted like this for something that should be so simple, considering we have 4 years to prepare for an election, it's just unfortunate.
Right now, there isn't a timeline on when the correct ballots will be delivered, but people are hoping to see that this poll extends its hours so they can come in and vote. Live in Argo, Bryce Olselin, WVTM 13.
All right, thanks so much, Bryce. We know there is a news conference there later today. We'll continue to stay on top of this for you. One issue affecting a lot of folks heading to the polls today is some of the rain that's been out there this morning. Meteorologist Taylor Sorello has been tracking this. Taylor, I saw a lot of folks standing in line for the polls with their umbrellas this morning.
We have had these light rain showers drifting from south to north, really along the I-65 corridors where we've had that better coverage of this light rain so far. But I want to take you down to some of the spots where we've got some of those light showers from Adamsville to Hueytown over towards Oak Grove, stretching down into parts of Bibb County as well. We've got some light rain falling near 6 Mile, and looking towards Etowah County, I was watching some rain over Gadsden. That's now drifted just to the north. Through the rest of the day, we will see some passing showers from time to time. Temperatures end up in the 70s. A little bit better coverage of rain tomorrow, but of course, let's break down today hour by hour. Lunchtime, kind of the same spots that have been dealing with that light rain on and off. We'll keep the possibility of a few showers. Otherwise, we've got a partly to mostly cloudy sky, temperatures reaching into the 70s later this afternoon. As we approach 3 p.m., same story. Rain coverage will eventually be fading this evening, but as I just mentioned, we are looking at the possibility of some rain and even some thunder tomorrow in the forecast. We'll talk more about that and look at the tropics coming up in just a few.
All right, thanks so much, Taylor. Well, the polls open already for Election Day. There are several races on the ballot, but one everyone around the nation is watching: the race for the White House. Vice President Kamala Harris versus former President Donald Trump. Tonight, both hoping to reach the magic number of 270 Electoral College votes. Well, now we want to take a look at some voter turnout in Jefferson County. WVTM 13's Emma Owen joins us live outside the courthouse this midday. And Emma, we know a lot of folks have been standing in line. How many people are expected to cast their ballots today here in Jefferson County?
Well, here in Jefferson County, there are more than 500,000 registered voters, and this means they're expecting about a 65% voter turnout. So that means that number there, they're anticipating around 325,000 people will show up to cast their ballot in this truly historic race. And we want to show you some video we got earlier. This is of voters at Huffman Baptist Church. People showed up super early here, some even arriving around 5 o'clock this morning, and you can see just a really impressive turnout there. The line wrapped all the way around the parking lot. And now, just a few minutes ago, I spoke with Barry Stevenson, chairman of the Jefferson County Board of Registrars. He says there have been some issues at certain polling locations, but they were quickly resolved, thankfully.
Everything got open on time. We've had a few machines that have jammed, but we have technicians all over the counties and so we can dispatch a technician and they can be there just a couple of minutes. So we've got those technical difficulties repaired, and but that's expected to happen, of course, across the whole day with as many machines we have across the county. But so as we hear a report of that, we get on it, we take care of it.
Now again, we've seen some really impressive turnouts at polling locations across the county, including in the building you see here behind me. We're at the courthouse again, and inside this is a polling location. And while we were in there a few minutes ago talking to Stevenson, we did see a lot of voters in there casting their ballot. Again, this is a very historic election, so a lot of people anticipating those results. Back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Emma. Well, Emma was over at Huffman earlier today looking at those polls. We saw a long line there. Numbers of voters showing up at the polls. There was an amazing turnout at other locations. Check this out in Irondale. We have some cool drone video. This was taken by our photographer, Mel Stevens. Check out the line here out in front of the Irondale Civic Center. A long line of folks waiting to get in and cast their ballot this morning. This was around 7:30, so the polls are open. We can see folks moving, just moving very slowly. Take a look at some of the video here out in Pelham this morning. This is at the Pelham Civic Center. You can see the rain didn't stop these voters. They are out there with their umbrellas waiting to go in and cast their ballots. Well, this morning, the message that matters coming from the voting booth. So there's no early voting in Alabama, but millions around the country have already cast their vote ahead of Election Day. 78 million Americans voted early, either in person or by mail. Not as many as 4 years ago during the pandemic, but more than in 2012 and 2016. Still, a major concern around the nation is security at the polls. And we have already seen some early voting drop boxes set on fire. This one here in Washington State, wow, just exploding after someone dropped something in it. Well, security will be increased across the nation. This is a look inside of the FBI command post in Washington, D.C. They will be monitoring all election-related threats. As for the Philadelphia district attorney, he did not mince words for anyone wanting to disrupt the election.
But I also want to be clear, anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out. Anybody who thinks it's time to insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out. We do.
Well, right now, a big race here in our state getting some national attention. Alabama District 2, a court ruling withdrew the district, creating an open seat. Now, that seat will now be filled by either Democrat Shamari Figures or Republican Caroline Dobson. Take a look at this newly created district. Now includes downtown Montgomery and downtown Mobile. This means the voting age population would be at least 50% African American. And here's the challenge for Dobson. Looking back at the votes from this area in 2020, Joe Biden won that area of Alabama by about 12 points. Now for Dobson, it's about rebuilding the district.
We have a huge brain drain problem in the district. We have incredible natural resources. We have wonderful people, and yet so many of our young people are leaving and never coming back. And I wanted to do everything I could to help create more opportunities in the area.
Well, Figures says that his goal is for the new district is to not just create jobs, but better paying jobs.
When you look at wages here in the state of Alabama, we are paid the 4th or 5th lowest wages of any state in the United States of America. So we have to look at creating environments where workers want to be here.
Well, tonight we will have team coverage from both campaign watch parties. The live coverage starts at 4 o'clock. And we're also closely watching the race in District 7. Congresswoman Terry Sewell has held that seat since 2011. District 7 includes downtown Birmingham and Tuscaloosa. It also extends into part of the Alabama Black Belt. And today, Representative Sewell is being challenged by Robin Lydecker. Lydecker worked for the Alabama public education system for 32 years. There's also a challenge for District 6 today. That includes parts of Jefferson and Shelby counties. It also extends down into Autauga County. The district currently held by Congressman Gary Palmer. He is facing a challenge from Democratic newcomer Elizabeth Anderson. Now, Congressman Gary Palmer already cast his ballot this morning. He was out at the polling location over at Valleydale Church in the Birmingham area. You can see him standing in line there with everyone else. His challenger, Elizabeth Anderson, also there at Valleydale voting in the election today. Down in South Alabama, District 1 is also being challenged. Republican Barry Moore is the incumbent. He is running against Democrat Tom Holmes. And this is why all of these races matter nationally. You can see here the balance of power in the House going into today's election. The Republicans control the House with 220 seats. The Democrats have 212. And take a look at just how close the balance of power is in the U.S. Senate there. The Democrats currently have a one-seat lead. None of the Alabama Senate seats are in play, but there are several close races nationally. In West Virginia, Joe Manchin is not running for re-election. Glenn Elliott and Jim Justice are trying to replace him. In Arizona, Kristen Sinema is also not running for re-election. Now that race there tonight is between Ruben Gallego and Kari Lake. In Texas, Ted Cruz facing a hard-fought challenge from Colin Allred. Now, right now you can scan this QR code right here on your screen. You can get an interactive voter guide right there on our website. Everything you need to know about today's election day. An online voter guide. It will help you check out your voter registration, your status. You can find your polling location and much, much more. You'll also be able to hear some of our conversations with candidates from across the state.